it's Rose. Welcome back to Journeys in Time, and welcome if you are new. Can I say a big thank you to you all for all your fantastic comments over my last few videos, by the way. You've all been absolutely amazing, and the engagement is so great to see. For YouTube creators, the engagement is what makes it all worthwhile. I mean, if you're kind of feel like you're playing to an empty room as such, it can get a bit disheartening. So yeah, I do want to let you know that I really do appreciate your comments when you leave them for me, and all those thumbs up and all the rest of it. It really helps me to keep going. Okay, so that over and done with. I felt a need to get that in there today. I mean to say it on so many videos, but I get caught up in what I'm doing, and I finish up the video and I completely forgotten to say half of the things that I've decided that I needed to say to you guys. So I wanted to do that first thing this video. Okay, so today we are doing our challenge video for the Get Your Chic On event over at the Junk Journal Trading Post with Rachel Bell Crafts. Now, if you're not following along with the event, well, why not anyway for a start? But if you're not, you can still obviously play along with me and do the things that I'm doing. Okay? So this is going to be challenge number 3. I hope you've all seen Rachel's fantastic shabby ephemera holder. Absolutely amazing. I made 2. I have them made, but I haven't got them decorated yet. True to form for me. So, like I said, today's video is going to be challenge number 3. So what are we going to be doing? Well, I am embarking on a little bit of adventure here today, because I'm going to be making a snippet strip, and I have never made one. Would you believe that? I've never made a snippet strip, a snippet roll in any way, shape or form. I haven't made a fabric one, I haven't made a paper one, nothing. So you're jumping in here with me and doing my very first one today. So let's see how this goes. I haven't even watched any videos, guys, so I'm winging it here. Now, I want to use some of my pieces from the kit, as well as some of pieces from Rachel's kit. But because we're doing shabby chic, I also want to incorporate some lace, so I'm hoping that this works out. Now, first things first, I have a strip of paper here. This is just cut from the top of one of our kit pages. I've left a nice pattern on the back, and this is just a base so that if any of this shows through, there's something pretty there. I know I've cut off her head, but I'll make sure that that's covered, okay? So we won't see a disembodied head floating around the place. So, for all of you people who out there who have made snippet strips and snippet rolls and all the rest of it, you're probably going to be shouting at the camera to me that you're doing it wrong. What are you doing, woman? But I'm winging it, and I'm going to try and just see what I can come up with myself. And if I'm not happy with the process in the end, I will go off and watch other people making them and find out how to really do it. But like I said, for now, we're going to wing it. So I have here lots of different pieces from the kits. These are mostly, I think, from the title pages. These are the small little pieces. And I have some of the pages that I had printed 9 to a page, if you'll remember me talking about that in the last video. So that's what I've got going on here. And I think that this might be a really good place to use these pieces, actually. It's the pieces that come off of the cover piece. I also have a little piece of this left over. I was using that when I was making the ephemera holders, and I think some of those pieces are left over from that as well. I also have some music paper and some text. The text is actually French, so I thought that would work really well with shabby chic. And there's a basis going forward. Okay, so I'm going to get some layers down with these first, and I'm also going to try and incorporate some of this flatter laces that I have here. So I have a few bits and pieces. That's a lovely frothy piece. So I'm going to try and get that one in there. Some very pale pink. I have some pink fabric here as well. I have a little piece of blue fabric. I have no idea where that came out of. It's the only piece I have, but look how fabulously well it works with those blues in there. So yeah, we'll keep that there as well. I have this lovely flat lace that I use all the time. And just little bits and bobs. Okay, so that's what we've got going on. Now, actually, before we start, I'm not going to be inking any of my pieces, but there was a question raised. I was watching Tabitha Haynes and Stacey Merritt from Haystack's Crafty Creations. Sorry, Tabitha is Haystack's Crafty Creations and Stacey is Stacey's Crafty Jam, and they were doing a live over at Haystack's Crafty Creations Facebook page, and I watched along. They were making the tag booklet that I made in my previous video, and they were talking about inking and things, and they had gotten the impression that I didn't think that brown inks like Vintage Photo and things work with Shabby Chic, and I just want to clarify that is not the case. I know I was talking about not using them and things like that, but that's because I'm trying to create a faded, weathered look as opposed to vintage shabby. Okay, so that's just what I'm saying there. It's not that Vintage Photo doesn't have a place in Shabby Chic. It does, of course it does, but just not for the projects that I'm trying to create at the moment. Okay, that is that. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to start laying down some of these papers, and I'm going to fast forward through some of the process. So where I'm laying down papers and things like that, I'll get these layers done, and then I'll come back and we'll discuss the next stage. Okay? Okay, so as you can see, I've just put down a base layer, lots of different bits and pieces going on. I have torn my papers and left some of the straight edges, but not a whole lot. Now I'm trying to keep it relatively straight along the top edge, but I'm leaving a few bits hang over. I'm just going to rip that a tiny bit more, and I'm going to rip this one a tiny bit more as well. Giving a bit more of a ragged look. This strip, I should have actually mentioned this at the start, this strip that I'm using is about 2.5 inches wide, okay? And it is the full length of an A4 sheet, so that would be 8.5 by 11 and about 11.5 inches, okay? Whew. There's glue everywhere, guys, everywhere, I tell you. Now, am I doing this right? Is this kind of what a snippet strip is about when you're using it, when you're using paper? I don't know. You guys will have to educate me here. I'm just trying my hand. So the next thing I want to do, I want to get down some laces. Now, like I said, I'm keeping all the laces flat. Just going to take off this little hem bit down here on this. So I'm wondering, do I want to cover the whole thing? Isn't that just so pretty? Oh, it's beautiful. Like so. And I have a smaller piece of pink there. I have a couple of small pink pieces actually. So I'm going to bring this one, turn that around, bring that one down to the bottom. I know you guys probably can't see very clearly what's going on here, but I'll try and show you there shortly. I'm just trying to kind of mix and match bits and pieces just to kind of give a little bit of variation of colour along it if I can. Have that one up there. Okay. And at the same time trying to keep it all relatively inside that 2.5 inches, but not necessarily. Okay, so what do we think of just that much lace? Kind of, there's full coverage of lace, but it's not overly thick on there because I want to be able to use more paper on top. There's my issue with this. How do you use the paper and the lace all together? So I'm going to get a layer of glue down here on this and get all of these bits glued into place. It's going to the bottom, that's going to the top. I have glue sticking everywhere. So I'm going to use my tacky glue for this and get all those bits stuck down. Now, Now, actually, as I was doing that, getting that glued down, I realised I can actually sew this. And that's something I kind of wanted to do. I wanted some stitching in there. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and I'll get some stitching done on it. But for those of you who don't sew, just do a better job of gluing than I did, and it'll be totally fine. I mean, I was thinking there that I was just going to glue it, and I didn't have an issue with that. So, you know, it can be done. Alright? But I am going to get some stitching done on this. Okay, so I've gone and got some messy stitching done. I just kind of went all over the place just to try and capture any bits that weren't lying down with the glue. And then I went and I did a zigzag stitch along the edges, like so. You can see it on the back as well. I've used white thread on the bobbin, so the white thread is showing through on the back. I don't know if you can actually see that. But yeah. It's kind of, it's just about visible there anyway. So that's what we have at the moment. So the next thing I want to look at is kind of bringing in some of the pieces from the kits. Now, I may end up using some of these, so I'm going to leave those out. And those ones. But I also want to use, oh look, I have some more of that there. Let's pull that out as well. I want to use some of the tiny ephemera bits and some of the fussy cuts and all that good stuff. And I also want to use some of these tickets. These tickets were part of the Welsh ephemera kit, the Rach and Bella Welsh ephemera kit. Ooh, get my words out. And the colours in these tickets is perfect to work with these two kits. So I've pulled out some of those as well. One of Rachel's beautiful butterflies. And look, I even managed to get the antennae cut out. Ah! I do tend to cut out the antenna when I'm cutting butterflies, but I don't get too bothered by it if the antenna fall off. You know, it is what it is. I make the attempt. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, then he'll just have to deal with having none. So let's get out all of my bits. I actually have all the bits put into my ephemera holders. I just haven't decorated the holders themselves yet. I also have my words cut out. I don't know that I'll actually use any of the words here, but we'll leave some of them up there. Okay. Whew. So, what I'm thinking is to take some of the... I'm after using some of this ephemera already, you see, so I don't have it all. But I want to take, like, look at that. That was supposed to be a circle. It's not circular, oh my goodness, but it might work here. So like the larger pieces, which I don't actually have a whole lot of them left, I have all the small pieces. So things like this, I'm looking for background pieces right now, so the tickets are going to work really well for that as well. I'm just going to lay them out until I have quite good coverage over the whole thing. And I rearrange them until I get a layout that I like. That's the word, layout, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. I like that ticket there. And I'll play around with this for a minute. I'll put this on forward and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've got some layers of paper pieces down there now as well. Now, I'm thinking that I may be missing the point of a snippet roll or a snippet strip. I don't know, maybe I'm not. You guys, like I said, you'll have to educate me here. I'm flying by the seat of my pants with this one, just trying something out. Haven't watched any videos. I've seen other people obviously making snippet rolls and snippet pieces. And I've seen them make them in different ways, where they'll gather some clusters kind of all in one piece and, you know, make them so that they can cut them in certain places and use them as embellishments and things like that. I haven't done that here, and this process is reminding me very much of a masterboard. So have I crossed over into masterboard, or is that what a snippet strip really is? Is it kind of like almost like a mini masterboard? I don't know. I'm enjoying the process, don't get me wrong, it's fun and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself, but I'm just kind of wondering, have I missed the mark with this? I haven't missed the mark with Shabby Chic, I don't think. So far, there's more to be done, I think. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do from here, I'm actually going to cut this up. I'm going to turn it over and blind cut it. Okay, so I'm going to cut them into relatively similar size pieces. Pieces that I think would make a good embellishment size. This is kind of scary. So, and I'm not looking, I'm doing it blindly, just to see what we get. You're going to have to bear the suspense with me. Ah, it's so fun. Cutting something blind is always exciting. It's nervous excitement. And I'm wondering if I cut it this way for this one and just see what happens. I can always make another one. It'll be fine. Okay, so let's turn them over and see what we've got. Now that's actually really cool. I like that. Yeah, I'm liking those. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, like that. Got most of that butterfly in there. Oh look, the rose came out perfectly on there. Ah, awesome. That needs a little something more. And we've got a butterfly and half a teacup on that one with a ticket. That's kind of pretty cool as well. Yeah, I kind of like those guys. So let's see, is there anything else that I would do to these? If I were to just use these as a snippet cluster on the corner of a page, is there something else that I would do with them? Yes, I dress them up another little bit, I think. So let's dress one or two of them up anyway, and let's see. Okay, so on this one we have a little girl up here. We have some tickety advertising bits in the background. Lovely lace peeking off the edges there. Some of the music paper peeking out, and we have this butterfly, except just got cut off at one part of the wing there, which is totally fine, nothing wrong with that, love it. I think for this one what I would do is I would actually emphasize the body of the butterfly. Maybe put a word up there, I'm not sure. But let's get some bling going for our butterfly. Have some tiny blingy bits here. And I'm thinking just a little strip of these down the body of the butterfly might be quite nice. Let's see. Very cute. Okay, now I am going to take my Sharpie or something similar and I'm going to draw those antennae on. Now my instinct here would be also to outline that butterfly, but I really don't want to, and I don't like those black antennae either. Okay, so what can we do about it? Okay, so with the antenna I do have some, do you know those little fake stamens for flowers? When you're making flowers, you have the little thread pieces with the beads at either end. I have some of those somewhere, so I am going to pull those out at some point. I know I'm not going to be able to put my hand to them right now, so I'm not going to go rummaging for them. But I will add those, I think, instead of those black antennae. Now I have this little flower here. I think I'm going to put that up there. I kind of want to cover that girl. Is that bad? I think the colours here are just too strong because I'm wanting the focus to be on the butterfly. So I have here some paints. I have a blush pink and a sea spray. They are from Do Craft Artiste, and these have a really lovely chalky finish to them. So what I'm thinking, I mean, if this doesn't go right, I can always cover it up, scrap it and start again. You know, let's just play a little bit. Let's just play. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that, dab it off. Just going to give her a little bit of a wash, just to take back the colour, that strong colour, to take the focus off of her. Going to bring it across a little bit, just to kind of unify all the bits, like so. Okay, that's already looking better to me. Tiny bit on our butterfly just to keep it going all the way through the piece. Okay, yeah, that's that. And I am sorry about the puppers. They are a little bit upset tonight because they were at the vet's today getting their pain meds, and it taxes them at the moment because they're just so old now. They're 14 and 15. And it kind of sets them off kilter altogether to be doing things out of the norm, you know. Okay, so that's what we have there, and that's covered up my black antennae, which is cool. Okay, so do we want that flower there? I think I do, yeah. Let's get it down. And then I'm going to set this one aside just for until that paint dries. And I think what I'll possibly do is do a little bit of script stamp over where that paint is. So yeah, I think that would be cute as an embellishment piece, even as a tuck spot down in a corner. Love it. Next. Okay, let's have a look at one of these long pieces. These are intriguing me. Let's work with this one. So what have we got on this one? We have a rose, we have a part of a butterfly, a bicycle, and the photograph of the girlies at the beach. Now this tiny piece up here is annoying me, so I'm going to pull that off. It's just where it got cut, one of the pieces of ephemera just left a tiny strip behind, so I'm just pulling that off. Doesn't need to be there. So would I use it that way maybe? Could use it that way across the top of the page, or oh, that would make a fabulous top for a notebook. I think I might have to do that. Okay, ideas. So even though I kind of cut these to be embellishments, other ideas are coming to mind for them. So what have we got? I need some of Linda's beautiful pages. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. So we have some beetroot dyed pages here from the beautiful Linda. She's so fab. And I am literally going to tear. Three very scrappy pages here. And I think I'm going to stitch across the top of that. Yep. And I'll come back to you guys then and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so we have that stitched. I just cannot leave threads on. I don't know why it is. I think they look awesome, but I just can't leave them. I think they just annoy me when I'm working. It's not because they don't look right to me. It's just because they annoy me when I'm working, I think. Anyway, so that's what we have. Now we have this photograph up here. I'm wondering, do we try and focus on that, or do we try and push that into the background? Now this, the colour of this is kind of putting me off just a tiny bit. Even though I like the fact that there's a bicycle and I like the number. Okay, so I'm actually going to cover up this ticket. It's just distracting me, that colour, with the rest of what's going on. So I'm just going to cut a tiny piece of this lace here, and I'm leaving it raggedy at the top and all the rest of that good stuff. I'm going to pull out some of those threads and let's get that into place. That's that. And I'm wondering, do I want to use, I have a label here that says At the Seaside. So let's get it cut out and see what it looks like. Because we have that photograph there of the seaside. There we go. I wonder, what do we think? Yeah, I quite like that. Let's get that on there. Okay, so what do we think of that? Do we need some bling on here too? Or is that shabby enough? What do we think? I'm thinking actually a very small strip of lace down here. And of course I should have done it before I put down that At the Seaside. Typical. Let me see if I can fix that. Like so. I'm not liking how much this is sticking up, so I'm just going to, it's too neat. I want to shabby it up a small bit. There we go, that's better. Okay. Now, am I done with that? Am I done? Oh, look at all the pretties. Oh my goodness. Now there's some bling. That's proper bling, that. I kind of actually like that. Oh my word. No. What's happening to me? Oh, I think I'm actually going to put that on there. I can change my mind afterwards if I don't like it, can't I? Can I change? But look, let's just go ahead and put it down there. Somebody called me the shabby chic queen the other day. I am so far from the shabby chic queen. I am still finding my way with this. So I hope you will bear with me. Yeah, but I just like those gems anyway. They're just so sparkly. So sparkly. So I think I'm going to put that on there. This is a very kind of pale composition, and that's okay. It's very, very pretty. It's so soft. I love it. Now, what glue am I going to use for this? So yeah, it's going to have to be glossy accents, which means waiting times. So what do you think of that, guys? A lovely scrappy notebook. I quite like it. I like the topper on it. Very cute. Great use for part of that snippet roll. Snippet strip. I don't know if it even is a snippet strip. Just, you know, that's what I'm calling it. It's my version. Okay. So what next? We have still got a couple of bits left here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Now, I'm actually, just after realising that I'm kind of going about this backwards, because snippet strips generally are used to embellish something else. That's the kind of that's kind of the gist of them as far as I can pick it up. But I've really gone down the masterboard route with these. Now, having said that, these will actually end up embellishing something. I mean, that could actually embellish an envelope flap as well, very easily and very nicely. And that one technically did embellish a notebook. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know. Am I confusing the issue unnecessarily? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Please tell me I'm not going completely mental, nuts, mad. Now, we have a little bit of an issue with this one. We have the full girly on here, and one piece of ephemera kind of, which is more central. So they're very much competing with each other, these two pieces. So do I try to make the girl the focus here, I wonder? Let's play around a little bit with this one. Okay, so I'm going to add this piece here. This just came off of one of Rachel's tickets from the Welsh Ephemera kit. So I'm going to get that added on there. I think just having 3 pieces makes it look far better. The power of 3. Okay, and then I have this piece of one of the fussy cuts from the Simple Pleasures kit. And I think I'm going to put that down as a kind of a little tuck. I'm just going to glue the top and the bottom and leave it open for a tiny piece of ephemera to go in there. And I want something that might work. Oh yes, I think that's it. Perfect. Beautiful. And I think our girly stands out enough. I think it just works. Normally you wouldn't have kind of two focally points, but for some reason I'm thinking that just works. So let's go with it. Let's not look the gift horse in the mouth. Okay, and I think we could pop like a little ticket in there. Maybe one of our tiny photographs. I think it's cute. I like it. I'm going to go with that. So we've got a teeny tiny corner tuck down here with some teeny tiny ephemera in there. A little bow, and again it can be used as an embellishment anywhere. It would make a great paper clip. Corner tuck embellishment on the front of a little notebook even. Oh, it would look so cute just actually smack bang in the middle of a little notebook. Oh, fabulous. I'm going to come back to this one very quickly. Remember we put the bling down here, we put our flower, and we covered this part with paint. I want to just add some script there, and I have this script but it's very wide, so I'm thinking that I might actually go for this. This poor stamp has been around for such a long time and it's serving me so well still. This is actually one that I got on Wish. I found out after I had bought it that it is a knockoff stamp. But let me tell you, for a knockoff, it's doing okay. And I do mean okay. I would always buy the proper ones now, because I've had so many failures. Let's see, what colour do I want? I'm going to have to use pink, I think. So I'm using Victorian Velvet. I hope this stands out enough on it. I mean, it's not exactly the palest colour, so it should be fine. Just trying to see what part of the stamp I want to use. Here. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Should probably have not gotten it on the flower, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. And there was something we were going to do on that now. What was it? Oh, what was it? A label. That was it. And I even had one. I do have dandelion wishes cut for this. So cute. Yeah. Okay, let's get that glued down. Just like so. And looking at that, do I want something up here? What would I put up there though? That's the thing. I'm going to have to think about that one, I think. Or maybe I won't. Maybe that. No. Maybe across that way. That might work. Yeah, okay. I want this to go across here. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay, so I think that is finished. Very cute. Could have done without that little bit of pink on there, but it's not going to bother me that much, I don't think. And there we have it. Very cute, very soft, very pretty. Love that one. Okay, so this one. Yeah, that paint is dry. Lovely chalky finish on it. And what are we going to do here? So we have no focal point really going on here. We have that ticket in the background with the nice numbers. Bottom part of a butterfly, and I can only say that it's a butterfly because I knew it was a butterfly. You can't tell that it's a butterfly. So really there's nothing here. So we could do something like this. Get our little hiking lady down there. I don't like her with that pink. So let's see what else. I have this violin. That might be cute. Cute. Now I do have, oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she's so pretty. What else? That little guy. We do have this beautiful flower from Rachel's kit, which just doesn't stand out enough. Put some of that down and get that on top. That is very pretty. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a piece of this. You know I've been having fun in the craft room and my hands look like that, eh? I think I like that. I think I like the lady down there. Let's see what else we have on the desk to play with. Here we have the two kiddos. That might actually be cool as well. One sec now. You're hearing me thinking out loud here now, guys. I'm sorry. If I were to get that there and get these guys down here and just have it hang slightly off like this, I think that might be pretty cool. See if putting something else behind might be cool too. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's different. I think I'm going to do that. So we have the lace, then this piece, then our flower, and then our photograph. Okay. I have to try and remember which way they go. So even though I'm covering up quite a bit of what I've done, for those of you who are new to kind of junk journaling and these kind of embellishments and the layers and all the rest of that, the layering isn't done so that you can see the layers necessarily. The layering is done to give you some interest in a background and to spark ideas, really. Especially with things like snippet strips and masterboards. They kind of spark ideas for you and they lead you to do things that you wouldn't normally have done. And that's not why we use them, I guess, but that's the result of using them. That's what happens when we do use them. So, okay, we have that. I mean, for instance, I hadn't thought about making a scrappy notebook at all until I saw this piece and thought, oh, that would look fabulous as the top of a notebook. And it does. I love it. It looks so pretty. So yeah, let's get our other tickety bit down. Now we want. Oh yes, I like that. That is very, very cute, and that would actually make a nice little side tuck on a page. Okay, so we ended up with 6 pieces from that one little snippet strip. Imagine if I had made a full roll, the amount of things I could get out of it. But I think these are quite lovely and very shabby. I'm very proud of myself working with the pinks and no brownings. So yeah, loving it, and I'm really enjoying playing with the bling as well, I have to say. So yeah, 5 pieces. Now, I did earlier, when I was waiting for some of that glue to dry at the very start, I actually did go ahead and start putting together another one of these. And between then and now, I've gone ahead and finished it, and I made some other pieces. So I treated this one more like a masterboard because I was just intrigued by what I'd been saying. So these are the pieces that I ended up with. I have a pocket that would just be stuck down into a page and be a pocket, which is quite pretty. I use different laces and things as well on these. So yeah, I quite like that one. And then I have a little journaling card. It's a flippy journaling card. I quite like that as well. I've used some little bows on these ones as well. And then I have this, which is a hidden paper clip. Like so. And it's double-sided. Very cute. Now this feels almost quilted, these ones, because I used different laces underneath. They were the thicker laces, not all of them but some of them, and I quite like those as well. So I've gotten 3 pieces out of the other one because I made bigger pieces, I guess, you know. So you can kind of look at using these in different ways. They don't just have to be embellishments. You can use them the same way as a masterboard and make things with it, like journaling cards and tags and pockets and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've really enjoyed playing with this concept. Now I will go and have a look at other people actually making them and see is my concept of them all completely wrong? Was I on the right track, or did I really go off piste? But regardless of whether I did or not, I enjoyed the process. I loved what I made with it, and I loved coming up with the different pieces from it. So yeah, I think that's a success. So your challenge for the week, guys, is to go and make a snippet strip or a snippet roll, if that's your jam. Go and make a full roll, and make 3 pieces, whether they're 3 embellishments or whether they're pockets, paper clips, journey cards, whatever. Just 3 pieces using that snippet roll. Okay, that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you're enjoying the event so far. I will be back with you next Sunday with my next challenge, but Rachel will have one for you in the meantime as well. Looking forward to seeing what she comes up with for this one. Yeah, have a great week, guys, and I will talk to you all very, very soon in the next video. Bye!